1.
Nah.
Oh, no, we're live. There we go. We try and we have no idea when we actually go live.
Every single time we go 3, 2, 1, and then we're not live at the time.
We figured out how to finally use emojis on the chat. We wondered how everyone was doing it. Hello, everyone. We are Joe and Scott. Welcome to Stay at Home Tennis on Wednesday the 15th. The things you will need are a tennis racket each. You will need a ball, and you'll need 3 items to jump over. So they need to be quite low and flat.
You paused after the word ball there, like you were going to say something else. You'll need a ball,
and I forgot what to say. Yeah.
And then 3 items.
The three items are the things you'll need first. So what we are going to do, we're going to use 3 placemats.
2 placemats and a ball.
2 placemats and a ball we're using. So they can't be too high, so don't use like bottles for this. Okay, you can use your playing cards, you can use your, I don't know what else you used, your toilet paper.
Yeah, that was something
you
else.
or you can use balls of socks, you can do that. So this activity is a fast feet exercise. I'll tell you what, we'll put these this way around so you can see them on the mat. Yeah. There we go.
Good thinking.
You couldn't see them on the black mat.
He's not just pretty, he's got brains
I've got brains. So what you're going to do, this is a fast feet exercise. You've got to go over each item in turn. Go right, left, okay? So you're going on the balls of your feet, and you've got to go there and back. Yeah, you're not jumping over them, you're doing steps. You're going to try and do it a bit quicker than I did if you can. So fast feet, okay? Once you go over all 3, that counts as 1. Is Joe going to do a demo as well?
I'll do the demo, but I'm confused a little bit here because what we've got is that's me going over 1, that's me going over the 2nd, that's me going over the 3rd. But when I come back, do I have to go back over this one again?
Oh, yes. Good question, Joe. Yes, you do.
Okay.
Absolutely. You've always got to go over 3. Correct. Okay.
So I can't just go all the way across, as you can see me doing here slowly, get in front and then come back and start the next one because I didn't go over that one there in the 2nd go. I only went over it for the 1st go. Hopefully that makes sense. It does in my head. I needed to confirm that. Otherwise my scoring was going to be very lopsided.
Okay, ready. So hopefully you've got your 3 items. I'm going to go first.
Oh, Scott's going to go first.
Joe's going to do the counting.
I'm counting, am I?
No, the timer.
Okay. I just count your timer. 30 seconds started. No. I will try not to give you 40 seconds this time, as I'm pretty sure it happened at one point yesterday. Right, are we ready at home, everybody? All 14 of you. Thank you for joining us. Your time starts now. So forward, behind, forward, behind, forward, behind. Yes, get back over it again. Good, he's done that there. He's got pretty quick feet, has Scott here. We're using our yoga mat, as you can see, but sometimes we don't actually like to use it because it feels really unsecure under our feet. We feel like we're going to go sliding all around the place with it. We don't feel like we can be as fast. You have 10 seconds left, everybody. Make sure you're counting when you go through all 3 of them, and then go over the first one before you come back. 2 seconds, 1, and stop there.
Ooh, I got 7.
7.
Yeah, it's quite confusing when you get to the end of one because then you've got to keep going as well. Okay, it really confused me that. So try not to skip. Try to, when you get to the end, you've got to go over that one again. Okay, that's Joe's practicing.
Cool.
That's it. Ready? Let's see if you can beat your score. Let us know what you got. Someone else got 7, the same as me. Well done, Jack. That was a great score. Well done. Who was that? Who got 13 out of the Brinkmans? Was it Florian or was it Nico?
Brinkmans. You've got to be telling us. I want to know whether it's Florian, whether it's Nico, whether you're doing it.
Right, let's have your second go. See if you can beat us. 3, 2, 1, and go. Remember to go there and back. 13 from Francesca. Well done. Fantastic score. Awesome score. That's it. Okay, so that's it. Yeah, it gets confusing when you get to the end because you've got to go over it again. That's it. Keep those feet going, Joe. That's it. So let us know what items you're using to jump over as well at home. Keep those feet going nice and fast. And 3, 2, 1, and stop there. How many did you get?
9.
Okay, 9 from Coach Joe. Let us know if you beat your score. Did you beat us? Were you on Team Joe? Were you on Team Scott? Okay, right. So what we need now is...
So I'm going to keep these 2 items on the floor, but actually what I'm going to do is move them to begin with and then show you. So the next thing we're going to do is some big hopping, some sideways hopping. So I'm going to start at one end here. I'm going to go onto my left leg right now, and I'm going to hop towards my right leg, nice and far. Okay? Woo, I lost my balance. So perhaps that's too far for me. Perhaps I need to make it a little bit smaller. So I'm going to do another go. There we go, I've got my balance. And one more. Okay, so now I've got a good idea of where my targets need to be. Okay, and what I'm going to do, is, as you just saw then, I'm going to hop, I'm going to bend down and touch. And then hop, bend down and touch. And I'm going to keep doing this over and over and over again in 30 seconds, for 30 seconds. Anything to add?
No, that's it. You've just got to make sure you're hopping side to side, and then you've got to touch the target on the floor, okay? Trying to stay on one leg.
You must make sure that you get your balance before you go down to touch the target. I don't want to see anybody doing this, touching the target to get their balance. Get your balance, then touch the target.
Cool. Right, let's go. Joe's going to do it first. On your marks, get set, and go. So balance, then touch. Balance, then touch. That's it. Let's see if you can do the whole thing without putting 2 feet on the floor. You do have to alternate between feet. So you go to your left leg and then touch. Then you go to your right leg and touch. That's it. Let us know what items you're using. Anything novel and interesting like we had yesterday. And stop there. How many hops?
13. Didn't count the last one, didn't touch up.
I'm going to, if you've got 2 people doing this, you may need to alter it because I don't know if I might bring it in just a little bit. Joe's got a wider stance than me. Right, one more practice for me. So hop and balance. Hop and balance. Yeah, it's quite a tricky task.
We're going to end up in the wall with our yoga mat here.
Yeah, I'm going to move it forwards. Right, okay, let's know your scores. And then we're going to do round 2.
At some point 2 weeks
My
ago.
plank mat.
Okay, right, so we're having go number 2. Are you ready?
Balancing.
Your time starts. Woo! Now. Oh, that's one for Scott. Oh my goodness.
It's like mountain climbers.
Your foot just went down a little bit there.
I know, yeah. And it's because it's...
Wonder if you saw that at home, everybody. Maybe it was a good idea for you to bring those in a little bit more. Maybe you should have put them right next to each other. You had half your time, everybody. You getting your balance before you go down there, Scott? Yeah, marvellous. Trying to speed up a little bit there in order to beat my score. Can't remember what I got anymore. 1-0.
13. I equalised.
Well done.
Yeah, what I almost did was if you know the exercise where you go like that and touch. It's very similar to that one, but you've got to resist the urge to put your foot down at the back. Okay, right. Yes. Okay, next activity.
We don't need any of the equipment we've just been using now, so we are just going to move that out of the way a little bit. So I'm going to move that to 2. We've been having a good practice of this beforehand to make sure that we don't do it poorly. I wonder if does anybody see our lockdown challenge from yesterday?
It's inspired by the lockdown challenge we did yesterday, guys. So
not the same though.
Not the same. You need a tennis ball, okay?
So we're going to do this in pairs, but we'll show you how you can do this singly.
That's it. Let us know what type of tennis ball you're using. We obviously are using a sponge ball, which is what we recommend for using inside. If you've only got access to yellow tennis balls, it might be worth purchasing a softer tennis ball if you can. And if you need any advice on the best equipment you can get to use inside, you can always ask us. Okay, right.
Okay, so we're standing about this far apart. What I'm going to do is throw the ball to Scott, and as I throw the ball, I'm going to say foot or hand. Okay, and Scott has to try and use that particular piece of his body to send the ball back to me. It looks a little bit like this. Hand. And I might throw it to the other side. Hand. And he's using both hands. Foot.
Oh, yes.
Foot.
Yes.
Scott's left.
Look at that demo, guys.
Left foot from Scott straight back to us.
I am left-footed. You've got to try and do it on the inside of your foot. Try not to toe the ball because it's more likely it'll go off in lots of crazy directions.
As you can see, we're also exceptionally skilled at football until you see our outtakes in a few weeks' time.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we'll release our outtakes video. Tennis players still have to have very good eye-foot coordination as well. So this is why we're using our hands and our feet. Okay, so we're going to see how many times we can either palm the ball back or kick the ball back to our partner. Try and do it without a bounce.
I can hear you saying, I don't have a partner at home. So if you don't have a partner, Scott, how can we do this?
So what you're going to try and do is do this alternate. You're going to either palm the ball back against the wall, or you're going to volley the ball back with your foot against the wall. Try and alternate. It's quite tricky. You will have to let the ball bounce at times, but you can use your ball as a partner. Okay. It's very difficult for us to demo that here, so we'll skip that one. So let's get going. Go on, I'll do it.
You can do the timer as well. I always struggle to look at my timer.
Ready? Okay, so the person who's throwing calls out foot or hand. On your mark, let go.
Okay, here we go. Foot.
Oh, made a mistake.
Foot. Hand. Hand. Foot.
Woo. There you go.
Foot. Hand. Foot. Hand. Foot. Hand. So I've got 2 balls already. Foot.
Woo. Oh, that was a good one.
Hand. Foot. Mouth.
Stop there. I got 14 on that one. Okay. So there was a few. I don't know if you saw. I ended up kicking it up and then had to palm the ball back. That kind of still counts. Okay.
It counts because that's when it happened, and that's how I had to get the ball back again.
I wasn't anticipating that. Let us know what score you got. I got 14. It might be useful having a couple of balls ready because I ended up kicking them all over the place. Okay, do you want a little practice, Joe?
I'll have a little practice.
Ready, foot. Good on, hand. Ooh.
Why weren't you there?
Foot. Ah, oh, very good. That's enough practice
Okay.
for him, I think. Ready, let us know our scores. Okay, your scores.
Right, can you remind us what we got, everybody? We don't remember anymore.
Now, I remember the score from the final challenge now. Okay, ready. Next 30 seconds. Off you go. Foot. You can count. Hand. 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 Foot. Ooh. Foot. Hand. I like to make you bend down to get this. Foot. 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 Good eye-foot coordination. Yeah, I
said eye foot.
Yeah. Hand. Foot. Oh, hand. Hand. Ball. A hit down rally. So you've actually got to bounce the ball down into the floor. Okay. So and then your partner bounces it down back to you.
Okay, you shouldn't see 2 bounces. It's 1 bounce.
So you go bounce, 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 bounce like that. Okay. The moment it's back. You just imagine you've got like a target in the middle between you, and you're just bouncing it there. We're working together on this one.
Okay, if you want to be extra special here, try to make sure you're in a chopper grip.
Ah.
That would be very useful, not just for today, but for general tennis skills.
If you don't know what a chopper grip is, you need to pinch your racket and slide it down. Okay, so it's in that position here. You can see it. Okay. If you do not have a ball, you will not be able to do bounce downs. You will have to do bounce ups with some pairs of socks. Okay, if you've got a wall, you can bounce down against the. Oh, that's a very bad demo by me. Bounce it down against the wall. Okay, you can be very, very quick and effective with that one. It's good exercise for your forearm. So, okay, let's see how many you can do in your pairs. I'm going to start the timer. And off we go. Are you going to do the counting?
I'm counting. It's my official role in this, because I can count and talk at the same time.
I'm not very good at multitasking. That's it. So hopefully you found that chopper grip, Joe, and now my strings are pointing down. So that's the action you're kind of doing.
Not what I'm doing here, which is holding a tennis ball on my racket like a waiter, and then flinging it forwards.
So, okay. So it's like there. That's an easier way for you to see. So it goes from that position to that position. So there, it's got frame. It's like you're high-fiving someone, and then the racket comes down.
If you don't know what we're talking about, go back to the very second lesson that we did.
Not right now, though.
Lots of pronation exercises in that one.
Right, we're going to get 50, Joe. Ready? 30 seconds. We're going to get lower down. 3, 2, 1, go. Got that pronating wrist. That's it. Look at the concentration on our faces. That's it. Hopefully you're getting a grip, getting used to the chopper grip now, and keeping that ball bouncing in between the two of you on your. I can't even get words out. I'm concentrating too much. And stop there. How many did we get?
61.
61. We are the champions. Well done. We improved our score by how many?
Oh, I was just going to ask you the same thing. We did 12 more.
Oh, we've got a work missed call. Sorry, someone's trying to Skype us. Right, let's move on to our skill of the day, which is.
Unfortunately, it didn't make any noise just then. Otherwise, that would have been a horrific
that would have been
interruption.
That would have been an interruption, yeah, and it might have taken over the webcam. Right, so what we're going to do is one of you needs a racket. We're going to actually need our mat again. We're moving on to our serve and looking at target practice with the serve, because we've been doing target practice on our ground strokes on our forehand and backhand. Yesterday we did some target practice with our volleys. Now we're going to be doing it on our serve. Okay. The first exercise we're going to do, I'm going to demo this on the floor because of ceiling height. So I'm going to actually be doing this on my knees. You may not need to do this. And what I'm going to do is you either have a wall here or you have a partner who's going to be catching the ball. I'm going to alternate between serving the ball to Joe, where it hits the floor first and then bounces up so Joe can catch it, and serving it straight to Joe. Now, obviously, I need to be careful with health and safety here. I'm not going to be hitting it very hard, okay? So for the first one, I'm going to be starting here. If you remember our trophy position, you see my racket's pointing to you guys. I'm sideways on here. And I've got to throw it up and hit the... Whoa, did you see that?
I did see that.
It hit the edge of the mat. Let me do that again. Okay, so there you go, target practice here. So I've got to hit it down into the mat so Joe can catch it. Then the next one I'm going to do is hit it straight forwards so it doesn't bounce. Now you may think, what is this practicing? Well, this is forcing you to throw the ball out in front. I can't hit on top of the ball if it's going over my head. Okay? It's also just good practice for that wrist pronation as well. So I've got to hit it down, and then I've got to hit it forwards. Remember, when you're doing both, don't hit it too hard. Okay? On the second one, I'm just tapping that ball to my partner. Okay? Now, if you struggle with the throw, your partner could actually throw it to you, and he throws it above my head, and I bounce it down, or I hit it forwards. Okay? So you've got two ways of doing this. If you're doing it against the wall, you'll obviously have to do your throw, okay, and serve it to the wall, okay? So we're going to see how many you can do. 1 point is when you go to the floor and then you go straight to your partner. So you've got to do 2 for every one, if that makes sense, okay? So I might as well carry on, shall I?
Yep, go for it.
Cool, right. 30 seconds.
Brinkman's, why are you putting so many targets and burgers on there?
They're
and just
obsessed with
emojis in
those.
general. It would
Okay.
be better if you just had a go.
Hopefully you've been practicing. 30 seconds.
Not on this.
Starting now. So I go bounce down, then I go straight to Joe.
Am I counting?
I'll count.
Okay. So you can see I've always thrown it straight back to Scott. I'm slightly in control. I'm trying to help him have a better score.
Oop.
And to do that, I need to get the ball back to him quickly. Not like you saw just there. See, Scott's always alternating between the two. He's got great control over his wrist and his strings. If I was being really picky, I could ask Scott to make sure that ball's ever so slightly higher when he does the down one.
And stop there. Right, I got 8 points in total.
Thank you.
Let us know how many you got. How did you get on? Okay, right, we're changing over. Let's see if you can beat your scores. On your marks. Get set, go. You counting?
I'll count.
Cool. That's it. So alternating every time, bouncing it down. Joe hasn't had any practice on this one yet. That's it. Sorry.
Keep doing quite fast ones there.
Oh. I nearly ate that tennis ball then. That's it. You've got to be careful on the second one in particular, not to hit it too hard. Ready? Last one. Come on, Joe. You've got a few more seconds. And stop there. And how many did you get?
4.
4.
High score there from
because
me.
it's an incentive to get it back to your partner because then you'll have more goes. If you end up hitting it all over the place, then your score will be low because they'll have to be playing fetch all the time. I always say to my players, we're playing tennis, we're not playing fetch. Okay, right. Serving side to side this time. So Joe can demo this one. So this time he's not hitting it down into the floor. He's always going to be hitting it forwards rather than up. Okay, and he's going to serve it to either side of me. Okay, you know when we were doing yesterday with the volleys, if you were here, he was volleying it so I could catch it with my left hand and then catch it with my right hand. Joe's going to try and do that with the serve. Okay, so let's see if we can do that. So he serves it out to the side. I catch it here. Hopefully you can see that. Then he serves it out to the other side. It's only a very, very slight change in the angle of your racket. Okay.
But we are not very far apart. If Scott was all the way on the other side of the net, the same change in the racket angle from here to here a little bit could completely affect where the ball goes. A little change here can make a huge difference on the other side of the net.
Yeah, we are actually extremely close here. We have a camera that makes it look like we're much wider. Okay,
Yeah,
we've got a lens on the camera. We are very close, so we're doing it very soft.
We're about good social distancing distance.
Yes, basically, yeah. Right, 30 seconds. Let's see how many times you can go side to side. You get a point every time your opponent, you send it to your opponent. Okay, off you go. See if you can send it to the right, then send it to the left. So it goes on 2 points.
A good old count here, which is why I'm being silent.
Whoop.
Just pat that one back to you there.
If you're doing this on your own, then you've got 2 points on the wall that you're aiming for. Trying to avoid, knocking pictures down and destroying anything in your living room.
Lampshades and whatnot else.
I was getting a bit too enthusiastic yesterday and nearly broke all sorts of stuff in the living room. And stop there. How many did you get?
11.
11 serves. Right. Let's see if I can beat it. Okay. Oh yeah, forgot about that. I'm going to try and give more space. I'm going to go even further down here. Okay, right. Let us know your score. So Coach Joe got 11. Remember, just be really, really gentle with the change of your racket.
You need that. That's the part that I find really difficult. I obviously just have an enormous serve anyway and hit it too hard because I'm struggling to change.
Who have we got? We've got 10 from Victor.
Victor, could this be your first time here joining us? You've certainly not mentioned anything before. Hello, Kareen, if you're doing it too.
Hello, guys.
Edit the other Wiggins.
Right, you do the timer?
I'll do the timer.
Right, I'm going to beat Joe.
Okay.
Beat Joe. How many did you get?
5,000.
5,000. Right, okay. I'll be like the Flash.
I think I got 13.
13, ready?
No, wait, did Jack get 13? I got 11.
11, that was it. Yeah, Jack won that one.
Yeah.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, and
go! That was straight to me.
Oh, it doesn't count. There we go.
Okay, so I'm going to do the talking this bit while Scott concentrates on his counting. He's doing quite a good job here. He's quite good at this. I always thought Scott was quite good at directing his serve.
That's my forte on my serve. The only way I can get an ace.
Doesn't want to hit it straight to you comfortably. There you go. See how nice that was there? I really quickly picked that up.
It was very good.
I could have dawdled for a minute.
I've got another tennis ball. Look at I put slice on that serve then. Look at that.
If you are moving partners, try and do what I'm doing. Oops, Daisy, I forgot. Stop there.
Oh, 13. Yes.
13
scores, Jack.
39 seconds.
Yeah. Well,
I was timing.
Who else? We got 15.999995.
Who was that from?
Very accurate. That was from the Brinkmans. Okay. Oh, I love this one. Right. Okay. So next one we are going to do is it's a little variation of the volley one we did yesterday. Your partner is the target, but they are constantly going to be moving around. Okay. So if I'm standing near the wall, Joe's got to serve it to me. Okay, here. That's it. If I'm over all the way here, he's got to always serve it to me. Okay, so when I throw it back to him, okay, I move to a different position. So his target is never the same. Okay, so I'm constantly moving side to side. So Joe gets lots of practice at directing his serve. Again, and we count how many we can get in the 30 seconds. Okay, So this plane is always moving, yeah, side to side, like a moving target. You've got, as soon as you throw it to your partner, throw it back to your partner, you need to move. Make sense? Let's do it.
Yes,
I heard, yeah, I could hear your voices.
There's loads of people screaming.
Echoing down Streatham High Road down there. Okay, ready? 30 seconds, starting now. Okay, I'll do the counting. That's it. Joe's being very careful not to hit our lampshade. This is why we do it on our yoga mat, so that we don't hit anything. That's it.
You see, because you're on your knees as well, you can't move your feet around. Sometimes when players are doing this kind of exercise or want to change where they're serving, they move their entire body around.
And stop there.
Like this.
Time's up.
Going to turn this way to hit it over there, or I'm going to turn this way more to hit it over there, and that's not what a good serve does.
Exactly. Right. How much did you get?
17.
17. Right. I'm going to do it. Oh, you don't need the ball.
That's true.
Ready? Joe's going to do the timer.
I'll try and do it.
So 13 from Joe. What scores did we get? We got 16 from Bruno, 16 from the Brinkmans, 11 from Finn. Hello, Finn. Didn't know you were here. Who else? Yeah, we got 13 from Hugo. Super. 16 from Kareen. Was that Kareen herself?
Yeah, Kareen doing that. Is that you?
Okay, ready?
Right. Do you
See
have 30 seconds?
Scores.
Your time starts now.
Right. So I'm always getting it to Joe. I need to go a little bit higher up because I was a bit low there. Sorry, you do talking.
That's fine. So, as you can see, as Scott exactly said there, it's much better when his contact's a little bit higher over his head. There we go. Back over this side, moving around a little bit, trying to catch Scott out. But he's up to the challenge. If you are in partners and you're ready, try and pretend that you're returning a serve. I'm lying to my toes. I'm in a ready position, ready to catch that ball and get back to him. I'm very good at giving this back to him, I am. He's going to have a great score because of me. And stop there.
18! Boom. There you go. Oh, it's good practice for slice as well on the serve, trying to get the ball to go out to the side. Let us know if you've been practicing that. Okay. Let us know your scores. Did you beat your previous score? Did you beat me? Did you beat Joe?
Did you beat your partner?
Did you beat your partner? Did you beat your sibling? Did you beat your parent? Okay. We don't need our mat now because we are right, aren't I?
Yeah, yes. We are moving on to our competition of the week. By now, you will have already know, but if you don't know, we'll show you anyway. You'll need a ball and a little bit of space. That's it. Ball on the floor. You will go around the ball, always facing the same direction, and then tap it twice before you go around once more and tap it twice and repeat. Okay, every time you've done circle and 2 taps, that is 1. And keep going. Scott, what did you get yesterday?
I got 12.
Did I get 13 then?
You got 13,
Okay.
yes. Okay, so
always 1 ahead.
Let's see. Let's see if you can beat your score. I remember I was very heavy-footed on the ball, so it was going all over the place. You've got to be nice and light on your feet, okay, to keep it under control. 30 seconds.
I'll let you do that one.
Starting now. Come on. It's not there. I got 13. I beat him by 1. I could have got 14.
Oh.
I was still not light on my feet then.
I got 14, but I touched the second tap just as you said stop. Otherwise, I couldn't have finished.
I started to panic. Right, let us know your scores. So I got 13. Joe got 14. We improved our score by 1 from yesterday.
I'm concerned. I don't think I'm going to be able to hit that much quicker.
Yeah, I know. Well,
You were going very quick at one point.
I know. When you go round it, it's hard to then suddenly control your feet. Okay, right. What scores did we get? Well, I'm catching my breath. 14 from Victor, 17 from Max, 15 from Bruno and Jack. Well done. Okay. Let us know if that's an improvement. Did you go up? Did you go down? Let us know. Okay. Oh, I can barely breathe.
Bruno and Jack, you have like a different login name every single time.
I know, it's very confusing.
Indeed. Well done, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us again. Hope you've had a good time. Obviously, as we are saying all the time now at the end, we're always going to keep this free. But before we do that, recap time.
Very quick recap. So we did our fast feet challenge where we were stepping over our 3 items.
Before we moved on to balancing and then touching the floor.
Then we did the hand and foot exercise where we were volleying it back.
Before we then moved on to our rallies, where we were hitting them down into the floor.
Then we did a series of serving exercises for our skill of the day. We were serving it down into the floor and serving it straight.
Before we moved on to going side to side, trying to move the other person around.
And then following our opponent. Okay?
And finally, our competition that you will just remember there.
Super. So, absolutely, that just leaves us to say thank you so much for tuning in, guys. If you want to buy us a coffee, you can. There is a link in the description. We hope you have a fantastic day, and we'll see you tomorrow live on YouTube at 4 o'clock. Have a fantastic time, guys. See you then. We'll be doing our lockdown challenge straight after this. So check it out.
Bye, everybody.
Instagram and Facebook. Ciao.